The story of one Nigeria began to fall apart almost as soon as the country became independent in 1960. The cracks were already there before the British left, and one of the earliest warning signs was the Riot of 1953. Let's rewind a bit. The early 1950s marked a turning point in Nigeria's independence movement as calls for self-government grew louder and more coordinated. Major political parties formed in distinct regional blocks: the Action Group in the west, the Northern People's Congress in the north, and the National Council of Nigeria and Cameroon in the east. Although there was a general agreement on the need for self-government, there was no consensus on how or when it should happen. In March 1953, Chief Anthony Enahoro of the AG proposed a motion in the Federal House of Representatives for Nigeria to become independent by 1956. While politicians from the south strongly supported this motion, representatives from the north wanted a slower process with no definite date. Tensions ran high in the parliament in Lagos, and as the debate intensified, northern lawmakers withdrew and reportedly faced hostility outside the chamber. Southern newspapers seized on the moment to frame the north as resistance to progress, causing resentment on both sides. In May 1953, a political delegation from the AG and the NCNC toured the north to rally support for a 1956 independence. But when they arrived in Kano, the tension that had been building escalated. The delegation's activities, particularly in the southern-dominated Sabungeri district, sparked violent protests. Clashes between northerners and southerners spread across the city from the 16th to the 19th of May. By the time order was restored, about 40 people had been killed and over 200 injured. The exact figures remain uncertain, but the event marked one of the biggest outbreaks of ethnic violence in colonial Nigeria. The riots also altered the tone of political discourse across the country. The confidence that independence alone would hold Nigeria together began to fade, and secession became a serious talking point, especially in the north. The colonial government understood the deeper implications of the conflict. In a meeting of British politicians later in May, the Member of Parliament, John Tilney, asked the cabinet minister, even though the recent riots tend to accelerate the centrifugal feelings of the three regions, will my right honourable friend bear in mind the immense importance economically of keeping the three regions together and not letting them balkanize themselves? That remark and the Kano riot of 1953 exposed an uncomfortable truth about Nigeria. Our unity is fragile. That fragility has shown itself repeatedly from the waves of ethnic tension that led to the civil war of the late 1960s to secessionist agitations across regions, and these days in the heat of election seasons. How do we start to truly heal and unite?